When people think of legendary captains that commanded spaceships, they think of geniuses such as Captain Okta, Le Capitaine Albator, Yang Wendy, or Reinhard von Lohengram. Amazing talented leaders overcoming the odds and directly changing the course of history itself. However, none can compare to the achievements of Captain Tylor. He is the most accomplished space commander in recorded history. His greatness speaks for itself. At age 20, Justy Ueki Tylor entered the United Planets Space Force Military Academy and passed the AI machine assessment, outwinning it in a logic test and scoring the highest in the history of the Academy. He was revealed to be an old friend with one of the most accomplished generals of his era, and the two were frequently seen together playing games of shogi. In a move that would foreshadow his future brilliance, he overcame a hostage negotiation without a single person being hurt, and at the same time, uncovered a plot that undermined the security of his home planet. He was given command of the weakest ship in the fleet, with the most disorganized crew in the military, and yet turned them into an effective fighting unit that valued loyalty and teamwork. In his first military encounter with the Holy Ragon Empire, Tylor successfully destroyed an entire reconnaissance fleet using Trojan horse tactics, suffering no losses of his own. However, his military exploits are not the only traits worth noting. Being a true master of charisma and enticement, he seduced a spy into becoming a double agent and convinced her to join his crew. And despite having uncovered her as a spy the moment she infiltrated his crew, he let her transmit information to the Ragon Empire, willingly making his accomplishments known to enemy commanders and strike fear in their hearts. He was considered to be so dangerous by the Ragon Empire that Tylor found himself the target of an entire operational fleet, crewed with a highly specialized personnel utilizing tactics that were specifically designed to neutralize him. And yet, he successfully baited the enemy fleet to follow him to a nearby star where, after being fired upon, the gravitational pull created solar flares that destroyed the specialized fleet without suffering a single loss. Throughout the majority of his military career, generals of his own factions became jealous of his abilities and regularly attempted to sabotage and hold him back from promotions. But, at every turn, Tylor effortlessly evaded such acts of treachery and eventually earned the reverence of even his harshest detractors. As his legend and exploits multiplied, the top political and military leaders of the Holy Ragon Empire began to respect him and sought to capture him alive. Tylor daringly allowed a biological sleeping gas to infect his crew so that he could be brought unharmed to the enemy. After easily escaping his holding cell, he befriended Her Highness Empress Azalin Goza of the Ragon Empire. She came to respect him so much that she spared his life from execution and requested him to become a close personal advisor. In his short service, he was given unfettered access to the inner workings of the political climate of the Ragon Empire, where he would uncover secretive plots and actively prevent coups. During that time, his crew defied the orders of the military so as to save their captain out of admiration and loyalty. His second-in-command took control of the ship and launched an all-out attack and rescue mission using similar tactics to those that Tylor became known for. As his crew attempted to find him, Tylor saved the Empress from a terrorist attack, and, knowing that she would be in danger among her own people, convinced her to join him on his ship. It has been well documented that they were close, and there are undisclosed sources claiming that the Empress had been pregnant with his child. However, knowing fully that the Empress would be taken and held as a hostage if brought back to his home planet, Tylor gallantly returned her to Ragon space. Such action would see him court-martialed and facing execution by firing squad. But moments before the order of his death, the Ragon Empire launched an all-out surprise attack, catching the United Planets Space Force off guard. Begrudgingly, the military generals and admiralty acknowledged Tylor to be the only person qualified to take control of the entire UPSF military and launch a counterattack. Tylor was given command of the largest combined fleet engagement of the entire war. In what has been called the greatest space battle in human history, leading from the front lines, Tylor single-handedly prevented an all-out invasion and, without suffering a single loss, attained peace with the Holy Ragon Empire. When asked why he entered military service, he humbly stated, "Because I wanted an easy life." An individual of such extraordinary capability will be remembered in the history books as one of the greatest space captains to have ever flown across the stars. What more can be said of the man known as Tylor? Perhaps that his genius will never be understood, but his accomplishments are doubtlessly without peer.